Noel, how you feeling a few days after a win, a 1-0 win, but a big win?
Yeah, big win. Absolutely, every win's a big win, and we know that. But yeah, listen, it was a decent performance and one we can build on.
Looking at Doncaster now, it's the back-to-back home games as well, which is must be a good feeling because historically we've been good at home.
Yeah, well, listen, we're at home. This is the main thing. We want to make this place a really hard place to come in and take something from. I think we've done that relatively well over the last couple of months. So we need to build on it again and make sure we put our front foot forward and go aggressive.
Midweek game, we won it, so it was a good thing. But Doncaster weren't playing Tuesday. At this stage of the season, does that really play into anything at all?
No, look, we've got plenty of time to recover. We've got there's enough time. It's a schedule of the EFL. That's every player's getting used to that. Every player needs to be used to that. That's how we work, and we understand that. So no, we have no excuses.
It gives you opportunity to hopefully get a run going, a run of wins. We talked about not many defeats in these runs, but too many draws. A real big opportunity now to get some wins on the board.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, it's not going to be easy. There's no game easy at this level. Doncaster are a good team. I know they've gone through a little bit of a sticky spell, as every team does at this level at some point in the season. So for me, they're a good side. They've got they're a really good footballing side. They've the manager's a really good, well experienced manager at this level. And for us, we have to make sure we cross every T and dot every I, because we don't want to let them get into a rhythm. We want to make sure we impose ourselves on the game and we go and get 3 points as best we can.
A lot of people say, and me included, about the league table, 10, 12 games, whichever number you choose, that kind of shows where it's at. Reading's game in hand lifted them up, I think, 6 places on Tuesday night. Okay. It's still a bit of a crazy time of year, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. Yeah, listen, I don't look at that. This time 13 years ago, I'd say we were in the same or similar position and we won the league. So I know this club and this team are capable of, especially coming to the second half of the season when we get going. And that's been probably a reoccurring moment of history that we go on runs. Teams get together, teams gel, teams bond, they get firing, and when they get going, it's getting that run going and starting up that momentum of wins and getting that feel good factor around the place going, and we're getting there for sure.
Is that still the belief for top 6?
Yeah, of course it has to be, absolutely. And nothing changed. This is not my. I haven't changed my tune since June last year. We lost a lot of players. We rebuilt the squad, not just a team but a squad. We've done something that probably every club in this league hasn't done in terms of the rebuilding infrastructure that we've had to put back into the team. But we're getting better and better. I keep on saying that, and you can see it. We're improving. We're getting more final third entries, more efforts on goal, more crosses in the box, and we've got to keep building on it and keep making sure that we are getting stronger in every department. That's for sure. So obviously with Derry coming back in on Tuesday, a clean sheet at home is a really important thing for us, and we understand how important clean sheets are. We got to keep building on that and keep making sure that we can keep that. That's our main goal, and to win games of football. Let's
start with the good news about the squad. You've mentioned Derek coming back in, which was big. Played the majority of the game as well and looked comfortable. That must be a real bonus.
Yeah, it's great for him. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we haven't had that full squad feeling yet. It's coming. Boys are coming back into the squad, into the team, and it helps us out. It helps, again, some of our younger ones that have played probably loads and loads of games that we thought we might, dip in and out every now and again. We couldn't do. So to have a healthy, fit squad is really important for us.
Andy Yeardom, lots of fans being very effusive about his substitute appearances so far in the league, but especially on Tuesday night. To have that experience and his quality to come back, it feels a bit like a new signing. He was out for so long. Yeah,
absolutely. I know how important he is to the team. It's just managing that the structural side of it, obviously with the what ifs and Derry coming back and Paddy being in, obviously that's his first game, his first back-to-back games in a long time since last season. So starting the 3 of them might have been a risk in terms of possibly 2 of them would have to come off, and then it leaves us 2, a little bit light in terms of the experience we have in that back line. So yeah, getting them up to speed and getting them fit and getting them all playing and getting them full 90s is really important for us.
So they're the ones that are coming back. Let's look at the bad news now, unfortunately. Jack missed out on Tuesday. How is he?
Yeah, listen, obviously he picked up, he felt on Sunday morning after the Cardiff game, he felt his hamstring was stiff and sore. We've imaged that, and you know, there's a bit of a bleed in there. So you know, it's just how quickly it settles for him. We know how important Jack is to the team and to the squad, and you know, we want him back as quick as possible. But yeah, it's one of them ones where Kelvin he's come in. You know, he scored a good goal the other day, which should breed confidence for him, and you know, he can build on that for next weekend if possible, if he needs to.
At the other end of the pitch, Joel Pereira, how's he getting on? Yeah,
Joel's coming along well. You know, the target was a month for Joel, so we're hoping we're still on track, if not before that. And you know, it's one of them ones. Yeah, Jack's come in again, clean sheet for Jack. It was great the other day, so you know, positives.
And Matt Ritchie's made such a big impact, 3 assists in his 5 games before Tuesday. Lost him in the first half. How's he getting on?
Yeah, it was a pretty heavy contact to that glute area, which swelled quite heavily over the course of the next hour or two. So I think you know, he was still stiff and sore on it yesterday, and it was still swollen. So we'll monitor it today, this morning, and go from there. But yeah, probably a doubt for Saturday.
And the longer term ones, Andre Garcia, Mama Kamara, give up options further up the pitch. Are they?
Yeah, coming there? Back. They're coming back onto the grass. Again, not near the squad. Getting them. Obviously, they've been straight line running and whatnot. Mama has been. Andre not so much. So he's got probably another week or so to go before that happens. But we're trying to push these boys back as best we can. We know it's important for us.
So it's all coming together. The chairman was over as well. How was that to have him here?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. We had a good, honest conversation on Sunday after the game. We both know where we stand and how it's going and how we see it. So yeah, I mean, it's great to have him over. I'd say that it's important that he's in and around the football club and people see him around it, because it hasn't been there for so long. So yeah, it's really positive. He's
spoken publicly into the press as well, and you know, he's taken a lot of responsibility himself and says we're in this together. That must be nice to hear for you and the boys.
Yeah, great. Absolutely, it is. You know, and we're a team, not just a team on the pitch. The 11, we've got the 20 odd boys that we have, and then the boys behind them, and then obviously the staff and the infrastructure behind it. We're a massive team. We're very close here. You know, everyone speaks to everyone, and there's no one bigger than anyone else. That's as simple as that. We're all on the same level. We're all trying to achieve the same goal for this football club, and that's to, number one, win games of football and have a successful football club.
It's a big change of culture, isn't it, from what was here before?
Yeah, it's massive. It's massively different. You know, there's so much going on behind the scenes. So many different bits and pieces being added to the football club to make the football club stronger, which then comes back into the football team to strengthen the squad and widen the budget, which is amazing. And the game plan is a long-term one, you know. So it's important that obviously we know we have a goal and short, middle and long-term goals in terms of the football team. Right now it was to start to build and put back a squad together that we lost last season and rebuild. Now we're there. We need to push on. We need to keep on building, get as many back as possible, and climb the table as fast as we can.
Let's look at our opponents, Doncaster Rovers. In the league, it's 5 defeats and a draw in the last 6. They started well, they came up from League 2. They're low on confidence. It's a big opportunity.
Yeah, they're a good team low on confidence. That's the thing, you know. And like I said to you, every team goes through that spell. Look at Richie at Leyton Orient last year, you know. And they end up in the playoff final. So I do think it happens every team at some point at this level, and the level above. You know, form comes and goes, but you hope when them low moments come that you stick together and you stay through it. And that's what they'll do. They'll be hard working. They're a dynamic team. They got plenty of energy and legs in the team. You know, watching a couple of their games, and they've got plenty of threats. You know, you got obviously Sharpie's there, who I know quite well, who's at this level now, he's a veteran legend striker, you know, and he's a danger. Monolex is a danger. You know, they got threats from the wide areas, they got threats through the middle of the pitch to Boyd Bailey, you know, come in, he scored goals for them. So we've got to understand their threats, you know, recognising it, but also make sure we take our game to them as well.
Is one of their threats that they're a bit like a wounded animal, backed into a corner, they're low on confidence? They may change things up, I think. You made a lot of changes for the last game, although they lost against Northampton, who we beat Tuesday. Is the element of the unknown, or the fact that he might just break out the changes to break the run?
Yeah, listen, I think Doncaster is a good football club, and they've come up. They're used to winning, you know. So this is something that they probably wouldn't have had for over a year in terms of the run of results they've had. It still doesn't mean they're not dangerous, and they've created chances in previous games, and we know football's all about moments. So, like I said, it's one of them ones where they probably think they've got nothing to lose. They'll come down here with no fear, and we've got to make sure that we understand that, and we put our strongest foot forward. I keep on saying that because it's important, and we impose ourselves on the game.